Making sure I don't
Well,
say anything bad. Yeah.
listos is when you're like speaking for multiple people, basically.
Oh, so if it's you or me casting, you say listos. If it's just one, you say listo.
Yeah, at least that's my understanding of it. Yes.
Okay. But yes, here we go. Like, exciting. We are jumping into our next series, spawning in the bottom left position. It is going to be an old familiar face, the Red Zerg, playing for Alpha X. It is Demi.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team GP. It is Curry.
Yeah, I like Kari, man. A friendly little chat while we're waiting for Demi. Normally, it's high-level Korean players are very, I don't know. I guess not a lot of them know English. They just kind of show up and tear face, and then take their prize winnings. But it's great to see little bits of personality from these players too.
Yeah. What kind of curry is your favorite?
I don't even know. I don't have many curries. You should be asking Demi. Isn't it kind of ironic that Demi's from India and his opponent is curry?
I mean, there's like Thai curry as well. There's like Japanese curry, which is very iconic as well, right? There's different.
True. There is, man. But Indian, it is. Indian cuisine is. Oh man, I can't think tonight. It's very known for curries. You know what I mean?
It is. It's very iconic. Very iconic.
Integrated, something like that.
There you go, mate. All this talk about oatmeal and curry, and man, I'm glad I ate before the cast. Okay.
Yeah, I ate as well.
Oh, it's the casting meta, mate. It's the casting meta. Oh god. But yeah, I'm very excited. Curry, it's not his first time signing up here for our tournaments, but I'm not too familiar with his PvZ just because we don't get a lot of Zerg players here, right? So I'm curious what kind of PvZ he has to offer.
Yeah, like we have a, as Jampol has said in the chat, we have a Listo Zerg that we are casting. Listo is singular, Listos is plural.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jampol.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not used to this. Does this mean? Oh, Demi just killed the bot in his natural bit.
Oh my god.
Does this mean I have to turn on my brain and hyper-analyze everything, and then the players do something else?
Yes.
Because I'll do it.
No, it's fine. Oh god, because so far Curry is still going for a Stargate opener, and that's something that we should talk about right now. 2 weeks old, just over 2 weeks old is the new patch, and of course it did influence this matchup specifically more than any other, but I don't think Demi was really one for Queen Walks anyway. The patch didn't really influence his ability to go into mutas.
Yeah, see, estamos listos, papi. We have these two adepts coming across the map now. Linkspeed is going to finish soon, so he's just going to want to dip, scout, see the drone count, maybe see if an inject or a tumor has popped off at this third base, and then get out of there. Demi is going to be sitting here with his 4 lings, and actually this could be a bit risky because I think oh no, he does have lings in the main too, like.
Oh yeah, he does have lings in those mains. There we go. Ling speed finishes up, and every single dep is going to be cleaned up. How many drones went down? Oh, 1 drone in total, but only 1. Very acceptable damage, and Demi's able to clean everything up at the same time. Dips in with his Overlord and confirms that yes, it is indeed a Stargate open.
Yeah, indeed. That's kind of a little. I got trolled by Jampol, but it's a bit of a little skill check you'll see some high-level players do, just to make sure the Zerg isn't kind of skipping out by keeping some lings at the third base and none in the main. But Demi, as we know, very experienced campaigner, he was ready for it, and he also scouts a Stargate unit, a Void Ray, so
Yeah, he's
pretty standard, pretty pre-patch.
shaking my head. Oh, but despite the patch, we still have +1 air attack on the way. We do have a second Void Ray on the way as well. So we'll see if he commits further and throws down. Yep, there it is. Second Stargate gets thrown down as well. So Curry, he doesn't give a damn about the new patch.
Yeah, indeed, and we'll be curious to see if Demi manages to scout this, how quickly. We see that the Cyber Core is actually spinning, even despite Warp Gate being finished. That's a bit of a tell there. And we even have a third Stargate here right now. This is a bit crazy. Do you think he's going to go straight into... I doubt he can go straight into carriers at this point, right? He's just going to make a lot of Void Rays because he can't support three Stargate carrier.
Yeah,
Three base.
this should be triple Stargate Void Ray. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Fleet Beacon just for Flux Veins, right? So your Void Rays or your Mass Void Ray can be that much more mobile. I'm just a little bit surprised because usually alongside the third Stargate, you do see the Fleet Beacon, and we still haven't seen it at all. So Curry, for now anyway, relying on just vanilla Void Rays.
Vanilla indeed, my least favorite flavor of Void Rays. I hate all Void Rays, but we see going for the Roach on him. Not sure, maybe just trying to pick off anything he can, but not much damage done. You know, just shields damage, no hull damage, and seeing that second Void Ray, maybe Demi will start to get an inkling that he's getting a bit of a commitment here. I'm sure once he sees the third, he will know what's going on. But in the meanwhile, just draining up and making queens, and a Spire dropped.
Yeah,
in Demi fashion.
Exactly. I mean, he's safe and sound with all of these queens, you know, getting that fourth base. So everything is still looking pretty normal here. I do think that Demi is reacting correctly to what he's scouted so far, and that is just these two Void Rays, essentially. Doesn't know the biggest, how big that commitment is yet, but I mean, you know, he's inferring from what he is scouting anyway. And so far, everything's looking pretty good here for Demi. Like, no major glaring issues. I'm still just surprised that Curry never threw down that Fleet Beacon. Okay, sure. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, indeed. It's kind of how, you know, there's the Fleet Beacon now, but open up these three kind of Stargates. I'm a bit surprised he can support Void Rays this much. He has got the gases. He had the fifth gas at his third base for quite some time, but we did know that the price did increase, but I guess also the time to build also increased. So I guess it does make sense why we have three, but now with this many Void Rays coming in the main, Queen's in a Spore in position, but now the jig is up and Demi will know what he's up against.
Yeah, exactly. Everything has been revealed now, and not just that, at the same time, the Overseer did go into the main base, so Demi confirms everything, even sees the Fleet Beacon is still in production, which again is a little bit peculiar, so he knows that he has time to respond. He's already got that Spire, so he can start that, the Corruptor production as well, if he so chose to. There it is, finally, Flux Veins is on the way, and yeah, I'm a little bit interested. Demi, he's actually getting +1 range and +1 air attack at the same time.
Yeah, we kind of see, I don't know, I saw a laser mention that the +1 at ranged attack really helps out the Queens against Void Rays, and also, I guess with the +1 ground attack, it's also, hold on, I'm trying to, it is ground attack, not Carapace, right? Yeah. I'm still used to this WC interface. Because he's so light on the ground, you know, you're kind of doubling down, you're making Lings even more cost efficient because they're just going to be up against shield batteries and cannons and protes for the most part. So even though Curry will have the reins in the skies, Demi has got 16 meters on the way, but he'll have speed Lings to keep him in check on the ground.
Yeah, this is a very bold move by Demi. It is a very Demi move. We talked about it before, and for those who don't know who Demi is, he is a Muta connoisseur. He loves his mutas. Whenever he can go mass muta, he will do it in every single matchup. And against someone who's going triple Stargate, like, it is so bold because if you get scouted, then of course Phoenix production commences. So far he has kept it hidden, but here we go. Finally, he shows his hand.
Yeah, no, this is actually not really the best case scenario here for Demi, because you kind of want to should reveal those mutas once you're right on top of their opponents, but he was forced due to those Void Rays to defend in the main there, otherwise he risks losing the Hive. But we could see here now, like Curry, even though he knows there's a lot of mutas, he's not even going into Phoenix, he's just continuing with, you know, plan A, which is carry a Void Ray. So Demi's got a small window here, and he's going to have to get damage done with it.
Yeah, exactly. Already he does depower all the stack defense here at the fourth base, so he will find a little bit of damage here. The Void Rays are going to reveal themselves, but again, Void Rays aren't the most ideal unit against these mutas, but oh, they don't want to tango with all this Sky Toss. Not yet. And Demi does back off.
Not yet indeed, but here we see, like, we actually see the +1 melee and the +1 carapace coming from Demi, and we see our Ultra Cavern coming down. So judged off what he saw, maybe because he saw 3 Stargates instead of you know, the 2 and the Fleet Beacon and a tech of choice, normally a Robo or a Twilight for Archon or High Templar, he's actually going to be, you know, committing fully to kind of overrunning on the ground, and really that's what Demi just kind of needs, because he's attacking. He can afford the time. He's got Queens at home in case of a counterattack. He just needs to take out these probe counts and keep his opponent, you know, force him into an awkward position.
Exactly, just go for these mass run-bys, and there we go. The Lings do hit that fourth base. There is a little bit of a warp in, but again, he's able to distract the Sky Toss, and when that happens, boom, the Muta dives in.
Yeah, and here we go, and the Muta's going to get in the main while the Void Rays and carriers are dragged to the left. maybe a bit too, not the greatest splitting by Curry, but it is quite risky to split against this many meters, I assume. These meters doing quite good damage, but we have disruptors on the way as well. But I'm starting to like Demi's position in this game as he gets his ultras and vipers.
He's absolutely pulling Curry apart. Curry just hasn't been able to move out across the map in quite some time. Ultras are in production as well, and you know what? That Bane nest did finish up, so he can go for those Bane run bys. And when a big attack does, if Curry gets fed up and if he does push out across the map, we have a Spore Forest, we have Queens, and we even already have Vipers ready and waiting.
Yeah, indeed. Hardwire is one of those maps that's a little bit more vertical than some other maps, so it's easier to spore, which is helps out in case of when you're playing against Sky Toss. But Demi, it looks like he's just going to jump in, kill as many probes as he can, and then maybe trade these meters into Corruptors to support his ground army. So 10 probes down at the moment, but if we look at the count over the game, he's killed 24, 25. That is a lot.
Exactly, that's a lot of probes going down. And exactly as you said, Corruptors are on the way, replacing the lost Mutas. We have a second Spire as well for the double upgrades, for the potential to go into a greater Spire as well, if need be, if there's much of a commitment to ground toss, which there doesn't seem to be. And now the Mutas just keep on going for counterattacks. Meanwhile, Curry, it looks like, again, he has had enough, and he is finally pushing out across the map.
He has had enough, mate. Indeed, and I'm not too sure about this Sky Toss army as Demi's final mutas get picked off, but 6 more probes go down. And the Disruptor's normally a great choice, but in this case, they're not the best unit versus, Ling Ultra. So the Void Rays and their beam is going to be very important to kind of zone away the Ultras and the Corruptors. But I feel like Demi, he just needs to chill behind this Spore Wall, because it's Curry that needs to get the initiative. He needs to do something.
Yeah, I love this Spore Wall, by the way. Like, Demi is so ready for this. The Vipers, the Corruptors. He doesn't have Bailing Speed. That's the one thing missing here with his army, but is it really that important? I don't know. The Ultra's going to do the job anyway. Here we go. Demi getting ready for a massive arc, a massive surround, and now he's collapsing on the army.
Yeah, he is indeed, as his Disruptor shots go off, but the ground just gets vaporized by these Ultras. A lot of the Void Rays go down before the beam actually gets supported here, but now it's just carriers against Queen, Corruptor, and a fantastic engagement by Demi, and it forces the recall by Curry.
Yeah, exactly. The Ultra survive, the Corruptor survive. He does force a recall, and now, you know what? It's time for Demi to hunt down some of them Curry carriers. Let's go! He wants them!
The Curry carriers, indeed. And there's only one cannon here to help support. There's a couple more out of range, but Demi has to be, not Demi, Curry has to be very careful here, because his Sky Toss army is tiny now.
Let's be real, Demi could have kept going. Like, he's respecting the overcharge, sorry, the prismatic alignments on the Void Rays, which, I mean, I completely understand, but there's honestly really not much here. As time goes on, the Void Ray count gets higher and higher, so Curry has a higher chance of defending, but Demi, he just immediately maxed out.
Yeah, indeed, and we see with Bailing Speed finishing here, he's even supplemented some extra drones, but Curry has to be very careful, because these two bases are so far apart from each other, and it looks like Demi is going to send some Banes into that northern base, and this could be brutal damage, like...
Oh my god, the Bailey's do crash it. Oh no, the probes all go down. Aye. And this would have been an amazing opportunity for Demi to go in, but Demi doesn't want to just win. He wants to break the mental state of his opponent. He backs off, and he's just going to get ready for another Bailing run-by.
Oh my days. And meanwhile, thank you RJ Skater for the 5 gifted subs, even one going to Demi.
Let's go! Oh my god. Massive shout out to ARJ Skater. He's a longtime supporter of the channel. Not just ARJ Skater with the 5 gifted subs, but also thank you so much, Sir Sizzle. Thank you so much for the subscription as well. We appreciate all the support the players do as well. It's thanks to you guys in the chat that we can fund these tournaments, and we're able to pay all these players and run all of these events as much as we can. Oh god, and Demi needs your support in the chat right now. I mean, Curry needs your support in the chat right now, because oh my god, the run-bys, they just don't stop.
Yeah, Demi literally got some support in the chat there with that sub, but just cleaning up these probes again. Actually, only 2 going down, but Curry can't really keep this up. He's kind of being forced to turtle here, but yeah, now finally adding the High Templar in and Blink, but it's a rough position for our Korean Protoss player.
Yeah, this is where I start to worry a little bit, because Demi is giving Curry a lot of breathing room and a lot of time, and it's understandable, Demi doesn't want to throw it away, but at the same time, he may, you know, he may throw it away if he gives Curry enough time to mass up, not just with Void Rays, but also enough Archons on the ground as well. Oh, but we'll see, the army's coming out again. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and here we go. Decent disruptor here, getting all 3 ultras, but good split by Curry as well, but losing all those shields, he's taking a bit more damage actually.
Yeah.
You know, and the more this army gets bruised, it's not kind of like a Zerg army, you can't transfuse it or repair it like a Terran mech army. You take that hull damage, you know, that's there for the whole time. So even though it's only a little bit on the yellow, that could be an issue. And
yeah,
it looks like, yeah, there's no 5th base yet for Curry, which could be a worry line.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to try and get a 5th base up and running, but these Ling run-bys are really making it difficult for him, especially with that cheeky borrowed Ling here at the 5th. Feels bad, man. But again, at the same time, like, Demi is being very respectful of the Skytoss army. He's very adverse to really engaging as he backs out and just regathers that energy on his Vipers.
Yeah, I'd say he can kind of afford to be this kind of passive as well, considering the army. You know, it's got a splattering of gateway units, it's got disruptors, which won't really scale in the late game super well versus Demi's composition, but just now we do have quite a few Archons being added in, which could make the difference if Curry decides to move out. But looking at the bank slide, he's only got one chance here, where Demi, he can afford to take even a half bad trade in Ling Max.
Yeah, we'll see how that trade is going to go, by the way, because Curry, he is now maxed out. He's ready to go. There was a time where Demi was up 80 supply, but that time has long gone. Here we go. This is going to be the last hurrah here for Curry. Oh my god, the disruptor shots go off and they go off on the Queens.
They do indeed, and these corruptors need to be careful. The Archon's right under them. Really good parasitic bomb, and actually starting to look a little bit scary for Demi, but there's no splits at all by Curry.
There's no splits at all, but you know what? The Void Rays, they don't need a split. They survive anyway. They're going to be able to push through. Again, this is the last push here for Curry. He has to end it here and now, but he's being pushed back.
Yeah, he's kind of forced to cope with the units on the ground. His swell of Lings, he wants to get those Archons to stop with the Corruptors, but Demi has just got so many units, and the Warp Prism going down, no reinforcements, it's starting to look quite dire.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in the air goes down, and there's only a ground army here for Curry, but you know what? 5 Ultras are in production. So even though Demi's about to lose this base and all the workers, it doesn't matter. Demi, he has time to rebuild his army, get those Ultras out, and then just crush everything that's left here on the ground.
Unfortunately, we see Demi's just having a field day with this caustic spray now. He's taking control of the skies. Curry's going to push in for a final hurrah, but I think the writing is on the wall. These Ultras and Lings tuning in. I think we're going to be seeing GG very soon.
Yeah, exactly. There's only 2 Archons left, and they don't have any shields left. There's 2 Disruptors as well, and the 3 Ultras and the Lings, it's going to be enough. He's going for the surround. Ah!
No, the 2 Immortals trying to scamper away, actually getting caught there, but that is going to be it. Curry is going to lose the last remnants of his ground force. He's trying to warp in some units at home. Warp Prism taken out again, but even though he secured a 5th base slide, just look at this. Look at this display.
Yeah, the soup here does not lie. It's the soup, not the curry, that's in favor of Demi. And oh god, Demi once again, he backs off and he's droning up. Demi, he never wants to fight the Protoss. Like he's so adverse to just having a big engagement. But Demi, you can do it. Let's go. You don't need that many drones.
Yeah, no, I think this is the actions of a Zerg that's been hurt before.
Yeah.
We see he does come in, realizes the army that Curry has, gets a caustic spray on the bases, and I think GG. Demi takes a very commanding game number 1 versus Curry.
GG. Oh, well played. Demi does it. He does take that first game. Whew. But again, that was only game number 1, and we still got a best of 3 ahead of us.
We do indeed. We've got at least 2 more, well, at least 1 more game. But yeah, I think Demi played. He had a very solid game plan that game. You know, with the Mutiling Bane forcing his opponent into a bad economic situation to trade, and then just sat behind the Spore Crawlers at home. Pretty simple game plan in essence, but also very effective. And I wonder how Curry, if he's going to adjust his game plan here, or if he's just going to go for a new one entirely.
Ooh, we will see. Yeah, I was very surprised by the build choice by Curry. Not gonna lie. Like the fact that he went triple Stargate Void Ray. Again, Flux Veins was late, so he couldn't really abuse the Void Rays as much as he would have liked. But like again, still going for this older style despite the nerf. the nerf, of course, again, making these Void Rays like take a little bit longer to really explode and get out of hand. Like Demi, he was cruising for the entire game. Like I don't think there was any moment where he was really sweating at all. Like he was ready for it all.
Yeah, for sure. I think also the muter switch. It's kind of a trademark of Demi at this point, but it's something that there is risk associated with it. But Demi, he kind of immediately after switching, he went into the next phase of his plan. He got his ground upgrades and he teched a hive. He kind of played in a way that really showed purpose, and I think that helped him out a lot here. And Curry, even though he's doing a style that's maybe a little bit out of the meta slightly, even though it was in the meta for like a year and a half, we haven't seen the top players kind of figure out the new meta completely. So interesting to see if he's going to try and stick to what he knows, or again if he's going to try something completely different.
Exactly. Like from what I can say, from what we've been able to see in ESL Open Cup, Asia, and these other tournaments, is that Protoss players have been playing a lot more with ground toss and finding success with ground toss as well. But at least for this series, it looks like Curry is still, committed. He's still in love with his former lover, with his sky toss, and we'll see how it does here. It's definitely possible that he can bring it back, not just with sky toss, but mate, we are going into a map that has goal bases.
It's also a map that has a Zerg player, so I am happy. Like, we don't get Zergs very often the Sparkling Tuna, and Demi, if he takes this series, he'll be a strong contender for the highest placing C prize as well.
Oh, true. Mate, you say that, he could just win the whole thing.
True. Yeah, why not just do that? If only it would be that simple, man. I'd be unstoppable. But here we go, spawning in that top left position. It is your Indian Zerg player representing Alpha X. He's up one map. Can he bring it home? Give it up to the newly subbed Demi.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pride of Ataris LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Team GP. It is Curry.
I love how you say Team GP. You say it like it's like a college frat.
Yeah.
GP. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. I miss casting with Yaku. Yaku and I we would always do that with the Korean teams, like representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG.
Yeah, boy.
Kai Z Gaming, KZG.
Oh man, some of the teams just roll off your tongue, don't they? It's
Good
incredible.
Game Gaming, GGG. It's good. It's good.
That's the best one. And then there's me just struggling with what is it? Exeritus and just hey. Oh man.
God. Oh
Yeah.
God, that's okay. With what you lack in team names, you make up for in game knowledge and passion,
Indeed.
and
Yes.
Twilight as well.
And Twilight Councils and Twilight, indeed.
True.
I should be on the Twilight Council.
You should.
Sarah kicking me off the Twilight Council.
What are you talking about?
Bit of high school beef, like
What do you
I
think?
am superiorist.
Was there like a Twilight Council book club at school? Is that?
Look, I don't want to talk about it, okay? Brings up bad memories.
Oh no.
But oh man, normally one of the things I was worried about when we cast together, lad, is how we'd fill like the dead space. And I think we're too good at filling. We haven't. We had a hatchery block. Demi's taken completely off gas. It's Stargate again. That's me bringing up Twilight. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Twilight is something that it took a long time to really see in that last game. Hopefully we see it a little bit faster here in game number 2. Curry, so far, the opener is exactly the same as game number 1. Do you think he's going to throw down the second Stargate again, or do you think he's going to mix things up with the Twilight Council? Oh my god. So we see a lot of links on the way.
¿Por qué? Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this light. Actually, maybe you saw something in that wall. That is quite a bane-bustable wall, actually. But Demi did pull off gas, so
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe. You better get something done anyway.
He's just gonna ape it up in Link Flood. He cut drones a while ago. Only 20 drones here for Demi. He's making, there we go, 18 more Links in production. The wall is not a wall. It's not a wall. Chase! Chase! No!
A wall is not a wall in more places than one, and Curry's heart's just going to drop these two adepts. They caught across the map, and he's going to lose his adept as well. I think Demi's forced to keep some links at home. He can just deny this wall forever, and the Void Ray isn't out yet.
That's game. There's no warp gate. There's no production. There's nothing. The Lings, they deny everything. They're not going to allow a pylon to get up, and one Void Ray is nowhere near enough to stop the flood of Lings coming across the map.
No, I think you're right. I think this is indeed game. Cute play there by Demi to go around the long side as we see the probe is on the watchtower, and he's going to try hold this position, but with no adepts on the field, just 28 probes and a Void Ray. I think these probes have a good case in worker welfare.
Yeah, the Lings, they get everywhere. Every single probe is falling left and right. 20 probes already going down. Soon there are going to be 2 Void Rays, but behind this, Demi is pumping out Queens. He will not be caught off guard by the Void Ray counterattack once they clean everything up. And I'm getting ahead of myself because there are still so many Lings remaining.
Yeah, and these probes are running for their lives. They're trying to stick by the Void Rays. Even on the beam going off the Void Rays, which I don't think does anything extra damage to Lings because they're light, but Curry is scrambling. Another cool thing, Curry's got a trophy for in-game tournaments. That's pretty pog. As a fellow tournament winner, I can say, but he does clean this up, but just look at the worker count.
Yeah, just look at those drones as Demi's far ahead in the workers. Again, there is always potential with the Void Ray counterattack, but Demi has been pumping out Queens. He currently has 4 Queens. He's connecting the bases with all of his creep. He should be safe and sound. 2 Void Rays aren't going to cut it here, as Demi is getting ready for another Ling run by, and the wall is still not a wall. Oh, no, never mind.
The wall is still not a wall. Oh, no, wait, that pylon is a full wall. Yeah, this is kind of smart by Demi. Even though he loses a couple Lings here, it allows him to keep tabs on these Void Rays. He sees they're still at home. He doesn't have to fret about any, overlords being caught out of position, and he can just drone hard. And as we see, a couple more Lings to replace, and then back into drones. But meanwhile, Curry, he's in a very tough spotlight.
Yeah, now the question is, how is Demi going to close this out? Because he still lacks a lair. He's taking all of his gases, or 4 of his gases, I should say. Do you think he's going to do this in Demi fashion and go into Aspire for mutas? Or like, how would you finish this off?
I think Spire definitely is a choice that Demi could go for. I think the biggest concern I see for Curry is he's basically been reset like 2.5 minutes really, and he's got the 2 adepts. He can send a probe out to take the 3rd base if he wants, but he's never going to hold it. His Lings in the field, and Demi's just getting more and more ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Lair is on the way, so once that finishes up, then, he has his option of, he can pick his poison, right? It can either be Spire, Hydra Den, he could throw down a Infestation Pit and go Mass Infester. He can do whatever he wants. Demi even has Lings outside the base looking to deny any kind of third. Speaking of, I was thinking, like, how can Curry get back into this if he is somehow able to get a gold base? Maybe if he gets both golds. Oh no, but Demi's taking his.
I think it's just in other circumstances, maybe an Archon drop could help out, but just with the opening that Curry's gone for here, he's kind of relinquished ground control because he's gone for his Void Rays, and Demi's just he's sitting a 4th base at the gold. He can't contend, he can't really pressure because his Queens are the best units in the game. That's actually no kappa. But Demi, he's just used this as an opportunity to warm up for the next series, I guess. He's spreading creep and macroing up, but Fleet Beacon on the way there.
I was about to say, Fleet Beacon is the tech of choice here for Curry alongside his 2nd Stargate, so he's still going to go, I guess, Mass Void Ray and hope and pray. But the problem is that we have Hydras on the way. They're already coming out here for Demi, so unfortunately, we're not going to see mutas again, but he doesn't even let it play out. GG gets called. Demi takes the series.
Yeah, Demi does indeed. Commanding 2-game series there. Strong showing by Demi. Is that Demi in the screen? But yeah, sad to see Curry go. Strong showing by Demi. I didn't really expect a clean 2-0 like such. But it looks like he's going to be moving on, and he is in our semi-finals along with 2 other semi-finalists. Familiar faces, I might add.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exclamation mark B in the chat. We already have our Opera semifinals ready and waiting. We were kind of talking up our new European sign up. We were talking up Mixu in the chat earlier. But Mixu unfortunately did meet Chance and didn't have any good chances there. He did get taken out 2-0. Damn.
Yeah, that can be a bit of a risk when you're a lower seed. You haven't really signed up before. As we saw Zoyuli, who signed up, got taken out by Chance first round and then Mixer in the second round. But we are going to have another ZvP. Sorry for our Terran players. Jinio, I believe, is a Terran player. He's going up against Bystock at the moment, so maybe you can see some. I think he's a Terran player, correct?
I think so as
Not
well.
sure.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, Demi. The writing was on the wall that game. All the signs, they inject instead of the tumor first, pulling all the drones out of gas. But I'm sorry, I wanted to talk about Twilight.
No, yeah, I don't blame you. It was a great movie. It was ahead of its time in a way. But
Depends when you viewed it, right?
Oh god. But of course, as we finish up that series, we are heading over to the Korean server because Chance and 3 Point are getting ready to duke it out in another PVZ.
Indeed, PVZ on the mind today. We've got a lot of PVZ. I'm not complaining. It's normally we play a lot of PvP, but you can only guess the first 2 units out of the first 2 gateways as many times before it drives you nuts.
Yeah, are we gonna get through an entire tournament without a PvP? Is that happening?
Depends if Demi can take the series, actually.
True.
Hold on. No, True's not playing.
He's not. He's not even streaming.
True.